I love it in here. This is where I end my days. Just breathing and the hum of Bangkok. No pressure, no performance. But in Florence, bedrooms were caves. This is my new home in Bangkok. Not a hotel, not a short stay. This is real life now. I lived in Italy for 21 years. Stone walls, tiny windows, beautiful but heavy. Bangkok, glass, sky, motion. And this building is where that shift really hit me. What surprised me the most wasn't the apartment, wasn't the view, it was something I noticed even before I walked inside. I'll show you that in a minute. When I first saw this place, I remember thinking it feels forward. Not fancy, not flashy, just intentional. In Florence, buildings whisper history. Here, they hum. It's as if Italy preserves the past and Bangkok builds the next draft. That right there was the BTS SkyTrain. The Prongpong stop, Satani Prongpong, is 5 minutes away. Unless I stop for street food or coffee or someone smiles and says hello, which happens quite a lot. Downstairs, there's no bar for a spritz. There is a spirit house and a few neighborhood cats who clearly run the place. That matters more than you think. We'll come back to that. I didn't pick this building because it was impressive. I picked it because it felt calm. And in the West, calm is rare. Here, it's built in. And that's when I realized something had changed in me. The moment you walk inside, everything gets quieter. Not silent, just softer. And this is where Bangkok really starts to feel different. But in Italy, the lobby feels like an afterthought. A light bulb that flickers, a mail slot that barely functions, a staircase that feels as though it's judging you. So here, the lobby is a pause button. It feels as though it's asking you to take it easy. People sit, they wait, they breathe. I don't know how it is in the United States, but in Italy, I'd rush through the lobby. In Bangkok, the lobby tells you to slow down. But this isn't glamorous. It's concrete, it's pipes. It smells like cars. So this is where I had my first oh wow moment. Everything works. Everything is labeled. Everything is easy. Oh, and over there, motorbike parking. Vespa GTV incoming? After years of squeezing past medieval stone walls, this feels like progress without guilt. There's a reason that matters. We'll get to that upstairs. 20 floors up. But in Italy, stairs were part of the deal. You earned your apartment daily. So here we rise quietly, smoothly. And I learned something along the way. I don't miss the struggle. I miss what the struggle meant. We'll get to that here in a bit. All right, shoes off, always. But in the West, shoes are everywhere. In Italy, stone floors, cold feet, character. So here, the rule is simple. Outside stays outside. And somehow that small habit changes the way you live inside your own head. Welcome to the ASICS Shoe Convention. I got shoes here for long runs, short runs, and runs where I pretend I'm not running. Not sponsored, sadly. Some people collect art, I collect excuses to go outside. This setup tells you a lot about my life here in Bangkok already. I love it in here. This is where I end my days. And honestly, this room changed me. But in Florence, bedrooms were caves, thick walls, tiny windows, dark by design. So here, the city comes included. At night, I love it. I'll turn off all the lights, open the curtains, and just let Bangkok exist. No pressure, no performance. Oh, this is Noodles. Hi, Noodles. A friend gave them to me, and yes, I kept them. If you move halfway across the world and you don't own at least one soft thing, you're lying to yourself. Noodles stays. This is where I wash off the day, the sweat, the heat, the noise. But in Italy, bathrooms were functional, barely. Cold tiles, low water pressure, a light that felt like interrogation. So here, this is where I think I'm blessed because in the morning the light comes in from the east. No overhead lights, just sun. And that's how I start most of my days now, quietly, on purpose. Oh, this little makeup area, I have no idea what it's for. A friend of mine told me that Thai women actually use this, so I left it, because not everything in your life has to be for you. Do you remember earlier when I said something surprised me even before I walked into this building? Well, this is it. Design here doesn't scream luxury, it whispers ease. And once you notice that, you start noticing it everywhere. Oh, beans from up north, Chiang Mai. Ugh. All right, this room right here, this was non-negotiable when I moved to Bangkok. Let me get the studio lights on. This room, well, it's my second bedroom, which became my video studio. Before I moved in, I asked the owner if she could move out the single bed and the side table that she had in here. And thankfully, she said yes. Because this room isn't for sleeping, it's for building. This is where I film, light, and store gear, and occasionally wonder why I own so many cables. Oh, and in case you're wondering, those red boxes back behind me? Look closely, everything's labeled. Scissors, fasteners, wrenches, glue. Organization isn't a personal trait, it's survival. This drawer here matters. These tools I brought with me from Italy. Before that, California, Portland, Oklahoma. In the reverse order. Most of these tools belong to my dad. Yeah, I used to have more, but over the years I let them go. But these stay. You don't carry tools halfway around the world because they're useful. You carry them because they remind you who you are and where you came from. Oh yeah, small flex, but I'm proud of this. It didn't come by luck. It came from years of filming, editing, scrapping ideas, and starting over again. Bangkok hasn't changed any of this. It's just given me new light and new perspective. Oh, right here, this is the go bag. Has everything in there I need. Passport, laptop, cash, credit cards. If you've lived abroad or anywhere long enough, you know to be ready. Fires, earthquakes, or if the tax man comes. This isn't paranoia, it's experience. And right outside the studio, it's the second bathroom. This is perfect if a friend comes over or if I don't trust someone using my bathroom yet. Full transparency, I've never used this shower before. The toilet, I use it regularly. Oh yes, and welcome to Thailand. Every bathroom has a bum gun. It's like a bidet in Italy, only more interactive. Once you get used to it, going back feels barbaric. Right here, this is something I weirdly love. Washer, dryer right inside the apartment. Now I want to know from you, drop down in the comments because this absolutely blew up on my Italy home tour video. Are you a front loader or a top loader for your washing machine? I'm a front loader. Also, which team are you on? Drop down in the comments. I'm on team Electrolux. Let me know the brand name of your washing machine down in the comments. Yeah, even if I do have a dryer, I haven't yet used it. 21 years in Italy has basically rewired Gregor Brown's brain. Like a good Italian, I still air dry my clothes after the wash. At this point, the dryer's basically decorative. This room right here, this room sold me. I looked at a lot of different condo, apartment rooms all over Bangkok, even a few different ones in this building. But when I walked into this apartment, I just felt it. Big windows, wide light, no feeling of being boxed in, no corners closing you in. And if you've lived in Italy long enough or any place similar in the West, you know why that matters. Italy is beautiful, but Italian apartments love thick walls, small windows, dark rooms. Romantic? Sure. Practical? Not always. So when I walked into this place and the light just poured in, it felt like fresh air. I didn't realize how much I missed daylight until I had it back. This right here, got the couch and got the yoga mat. This is where I slowed down. At night, lights off, city just glows, me on my yoga mat trying to do my power poses. No music, no phone, just breathing and the hum of Bangkok. Not fancy, but it works. Now let's talk about the real heart of this place, the kitchen. I love this kitchen. Good light, clean lines, big counters. And yes, I installed the LED lights under the kitchen cabinets myself. Because once you've lived in Italy, you learn two things. Kitchens matter, good light is everything. And yes, that espresso machine came with me here to Bangkok. Don't ask me how much I had to pay for shipping, import fees, or taxes. Just know this. Was it logical? No. Was it practical? Also no. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Some things have high emotional value. This is one of them. And below it, in the drawer here, we have extra tampers, filters, portafilters, paraphernalia. Up above in the cabinet, more coffee goodness. Cold brew system, AeroPress, some coffee beans, milk frothers. Let me know down in the comments. This is normal, right? Let me know so I don't feel judged. Here's the twist. This desk is supposed to be a dining room table, but most Thai condos don't have much of a kitchen, and this one even less so, with the dining room table in the kitchen itself. So I thought about putting my computer in the master bedroom on the little workspace, but I decided here was better. Because when I'm typing away, editing videos, scripts, and I look up and see that view, well, that's not just decorative, that's creative fuel. Now, a quick little detail. This fruit bowl from IKEA. This knife right here, that's from the Tokyo Fish Market, Damascus steel. I even put my initials and the date right there on it. I don't cook much, but when I do, I like quality in my hand. That's a habit Joe, my dad, gave me. Respect the tools. This room changes with the time of day. Morning, bright and alive. Afternoon, calm, focused. Night, quiet, reflective. That's when I usually sit here and I think. I didn't just change apartments, change cities, change countries. I change how my days feel. Do you remember earlier when I said that After years of squeezing past medieval stone walls, this felt like progress without guilt. Well, this is what I was referring to. This is the balcony looking east over towards the Tonglor BTS Satani, the Satani station. In the morning, the sunrise here is unreal. At night, this is my thinking spot. No foam, no filming, just watching. Bangkok doesn't sleep, it breathes. And standing right here, you feel part of it. This whole space does one thing really well. It doesn't try to impress you, it lets you live. If you want to take it a step further and support me, consider becoming a YouTube channel member. Click the join button right down below. Or a patron. Yes, I have a Patreon now, with early bird viewing on my videos, plus all sorts of other goodies, and the good feeling of supporting me. Thank you. Kapung krap. Welcome to floor 31, gym, sauna, pool. This is where I come when Bangkok gets too loud, the air quality isn't great, or I just need to move. And no, this isn't where I hone my six-pack. Relax. The gym isn't about chasing numbers, it's about showing up. Some days I run, some days I stretch, some days I sweat it out in the sauna and leave. And that's enough. I learned something living here. You don't need to crush it every day for it to count. And it wouldn't be Bangkok without a rooftop pool. True story, Christmas Eve, I did laps here. No party, no big plans, just water, city, lights. And honestly, it was perfect. Because for the first time in a long time, I wasn't trying to make a moment look special, I was just inside of it. I spent 21 years mastering life in Italy. Beauty, craft, doing things the right way. But it also came with pressure and overthinking. Bangkok broke that. I didn't just move countries, I moved mindsets. So if this home tour video clicked with you, watch Thailand taught me what really matters. This video explains why this move changed everything, why Thailand feels different, and why suddenly it makes everything finally make sense. See you there.